Having her bounce back after her performance against LSU, and how would you assess her performance?
You know, it's funny. You look at all of our pitchers. I thought all of our pitchers really pitched well in the starting capacity. Um, in relief, not so much. We haven't really pitched in relief as well as we need to. I think overall, I thought Lauren, she did a good job. We played good defense behind her, made a couple nice plays for her. But to be honest with you, she changed speeds. She changed speeds late in the game. Rise ball was good. She hit her spots a lot better, and I thought overall the results showed that. I mean, I don't know that we've shut Alabama out very many times at all. Period. Let alone Lauren Hager going out there and shutting them out. I thought she really set the tempo for us well.
Was it hard starting game 2 on Saturday and having it postponed until Monday? Did you have to rally the team again to start in the 5th inning again?
Yeah, it's funny. To be honest with you, I thought our team handled the circumstances of the game 1 and the game 2, knowing that we're going to have to go into a second game of a doubleheader about 39 minutes before the start of the first game. I thought our team really handled everything well. I think overall, I think I handled it well. I just said, okay, we're going to have to play 2 instead of 1. But I thought they really responded well. There wasn't any rallying that we had to do. I thought we, obviously their pitchers had done a good job. It rained almost the whole entire second game, and finally the umpires had enough with the way it was coming down a little harder, and we came back and responded very well. To start to game 2. And scoring 4 runs in that 1 inning. I thought we had a great pregame, though. I'll be honest with you. I thought we came out, on Monday. Our BP was really, really, really crisp, really sharp, and looked good.
And you guys are now, I think, 5-0 in one-run games this year. What does that say about the team?
We're a pitching and defense team still. As much as some of our offensive numbers say things, we're still a pitching and defensive team. I'm starting the team that plays the best defense and pitches the best. So with that being said, it doesn't surprise me, because I am starting a pitching and defensive team first. I know we've lost some one-run games where they're a little bit, or we've had tight games when we have high-scoring games. But for the most part, I still feel like we're a pitching and defensive team.
And what are you expecting? What do you want to see from your team this weekend, especially with the quick turnaround?
I want to see us be more of an offensive team. No, I'm just kidding. I think overall, we as coaches want it all. We want an offensive team, we want a defensive team, we want a pitching team. We want to be great in all 3 of those phases. But we are who we are. I think right now we're in a little bit of a lull offensively. I think we're swinging the bat just okay. And part of my main focus is just the confidence factor. I want our hitters to go up there with confidence and not to fear failure, not to fear getting out, and be resilient, be able to bounce back from one strike to another, from one at bat to another, from one game to another. Our mindset going into Starkville is no different than Tuscaloosa. The Gators have to control what the Gators can control and go out and play our style of softball, and we have got a good chance to win. If we play poorly, Mississippi State's going to beat us.
You talked yesterday how Mississippi State's very similar to your team. Can you speak specifically what they do well that you guys do well is awesome?
Well, I think overall, I think they're an aggressive type team. I think they like to steal bases. I think they like to they embrace getting hit by pitches. They like to walk. They have a high on base percentage team. They've got some kids in the middle that can drive the ball over the fence or in the gap. But overall, I think they must preach a lot of the same things that we do in regards to just getting on base. Find a way to get to first base, and that's our goal. And we'll figure out how to get to second, third, and home. I don't know what their offensive approach is, but by looking at some of their numbers, you can tell that they do praise the on base percentage, part of the game.
Obviously, really limited practice time this week in the short turnaround. What are you trying to get accomplished in the lone practice today?
Yeah, well, last week we went after a little bit different tempo. We turned up the volume and turned up the noise. Got to get after a little bit. A little bit of today. We'll do some film work before we get back on the field. Talk about some of the positives and negatives of last weekend, and then we'll start to focus on ourselves and get ready for Mississippi State by tomorrow. Be able to implement exactly what they do and how we're going to defend that. And I think we learned some things about our team last weekend that I do like, and I thought our pitchers did well. I thought with the exception of the one bad inning we had in the circle, I thought overall we pitched well again and pitched well enough to win a lot of games. But I thought we played defense even better. I thought we made some really nice plays and did some things to limit Alabama from scoring.
What's been your message to Delaney after that one bad inning and the tough LSU game after she was pretty lights out in California?
Delaney and I have had a good long conversation on the flight to Tuscaloosa. We sat down and she got the infamous come down and sit down next to me on the plane. And at first she didn't like that at all, I'm sure. A little apprehensive knowing that you got to sit next to your coach for an hour and 40-minute flight. But overall, the message to her was just how important she is to the success of our team. I spent more man hours recruiting Delaney Gorley to get her to this point because of her talent, because of her personality, because of what I felt like she brought to our program, and I still feel the same way. She is she's so vital. As you can tell by the amount of extra I let her stay in the game. I mean, I probably should have pulled her on Monday night when the game was still 2-1. Or maybe even 3-1, but I probably should have pulled her when we got the leadoff walk there in the fifth inning. But I can't, in order for us to be long-term successful, I can't have her come out of the game. I have to have her finish games. I have to have her know that we believe in her and know that she's got the talent to get people out. And so I think that was super important for us. And then the long-term success of our program, Delaney Gorley's that piece. I mean, she's fun to watch. She's fun to be around. She's competitive, but right now she's just not good enough to finish the games against the great hitting teams of the LSU and Alabama. And she's got to know that we still believe in her and that we want her to be successful. And everybody in that dugout's rooting for her, and especially the coaches. And when you've got that support, I mean, why can't you just go out there and forget failure? Just go out there and pitch and have fun when you know that the team is not only behind you in the dugout, but publicly behind everything that you do. She works hard. She's really talented, and we need her to be successful.
Going back on the offense, are there any certain hitters that you are kind of expecting to step it up this weekend?
Yeah, I'd like to say that I'd expect a lot of them to step it up, but it's hard to argue with some of the things that Justine McLean and Kelsey Stewart and Nicole DeWitt, obviously with some game-winning hits. But I do expect every single one of them to somehow find a way to improve not only their work ethic, but what they're translating from hitter 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Because somehow we're not. We're not performing as well as I expect us to. And maybe a little bit has to do with the scouting reports that other teams have and how they think they can pitch us and beat us. But I do expect, and I need the Kirstie Merritts, the Lauren Hagers, the Bailey Castros, the Taylor Fullers, the Taylor Schwartzes, the Katie Medinas, the Aubrey Monroes, the Janelle Wheatons. Those are all right-handed batters that I need them to somehow convey the confidence. I rotated the lineup around a little bit this weekend and rotated the lineup around a little bit last weekend. But the good thing about our lineup is you come out of the lineup, you go back in. You come out of the lineup, you go back in. I haven't set anybody out of a game for a long period of time. You come out, you go back in. Justine McLean's probably had the most limited starts this season. And the key message is go in and have success. You don't always have to get hits to be successful. Just go in and have some success. Get on base, score runs, create some havoc. But those right-handed batters, I need them to somehow, build off each other and change up the scouting reports and not be able to be pitched to the same from, whether it's Kirstie all the way down to, Katie Medina. They have to do a better job of being tougher outs and be able to change their own scouting report.
Thinking about doing a story on the motivational cards that the players hold on the dugout. What can you tell us about it, and how beneficial do you think it has been for the team? Well,
I think if it's real internally, then I think the motivational cards are of great value. We've kind of reshifted our focus on those. Those were kind of a team building exercise that we wanted to make sure that we brought by putting into their lunchbox, just something that can help them understand about being resilient, about being a good team player, about being a good teammate. About confidence and what it takes to be confident, and some key words that we've used to be confident. Now we've kind of changed that a little bit. We're trying to go to a little bit probably more of the 2015 era and mindset, and that is try to create a moment, try to create a little bit more of a moment of, to be more of a, not only a motivational piece, but also the picture is going to tell a story. So last week it was a picture of, Kelsey Stewart and Kirstie Merritt, talking about, kind of smiling and kind of embracing how Kelsey Stewart scored a game-winning run to win a game, and it just goes into that. And this week's, will be a little bit different. And so we're just trying to find moments in the season we can capture that moment, and then hopefully that'll create not only the confidence but also create the memory. I don't want this season just to be about the wins and losses. I want it to be about the funs, the ups and the downs, the goods and the bads of not only the teammates but our whole team as a whole. And I think there's a lot of there's a lot of pieces to that the players can tell you a lot better than the coaches. I don't want them to just be something that they're, conveying out openly that, hey, we need to do this. Oh, hey, pull your card out here. We're gonna. If it doesn't have a value to it, then to me it's. I don't care if you openly talk about it or you keep it in your lunchbox. I want it to have value and know the importance of what it's going to take to be a great teammate and to be a great player at the University of Florida.
7 complete games for Lily. Did you expect her to have that type of endurance in her freshman season when you recruited her?
Well, I think the key part of that is that she's pitching well. I mean, she's got us in every game that she pitches in, and in a starting capacity. We're going to work on her relief appearances, but in a starting capacity, she's really given us a chance to win every game she's pitched in. And I saw a glimpse of that at the end of our fall season, or to the beginning of our spring. She was really featuring a lot better pitches, and her location had improved. The quality of her pitching, not getting hit as hard in practices, had really gotten better. So I think overall, going into the season, we knew that she was doing some things very special in the bullpen, and now that she's keeping us in the games, not only in the SEC but nationally, it says a lot about her, just her ability and the confidence she has in herself, but the confidence that we and the team has in her ability to go out there. Tight ball game, I think the other day it was 4-1, but she's been in a 1-0 ball game, has got it and finishes it out.